Students are reminded that today's complaints will be tomorrow's funny stories. Eventually. Unattended students in need of teaching. It doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities.
You're listening to
Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio.
Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. Today I balance two hats jauntily on my one singular head. My regular disc jockeying hat is joined by my occasional chef hat. Yes, I'll be taking you all over 2 Point County as I recount my latest culinary travels when I set out to find the finest foods our great county has to offer. Just a hungry man and his hatchback. It's a tale as old as time.
Showering is technically but not socially optional. Janitor to install upgrade, please.
The culinary world is a lot like the real world. There are places, there are smells, there's a chance you'll get lost. After a series of wrong turns, now 60 miles off course, I was treated to the first food of my trip. A wondering puffed pastry and something I believe to be meat. The buttery sausage-style matter mingled playfully with hints of pine from my air freshener. It was unexpected, it was dangerous, it was cold in the middle.
Student requests are often heard, but not always listened to. Groundskeeping. Thank you. Students with medical issues should go to the health clinic.
If you ask me, Hogsport boasts the finest milkshakes in 2 Point County. At the Oily Cormorant, they'll serve you a traditional malt in an old leather boot and throw in a salt and vinegar egg. You just cannot beat it. Milkshakes are a great tradition. They're in our blood. In fact, I once received medical attention after enjoying a few dozen shakes and was told that my blood was over 60% ice cream. How we laughed.
Showering is technically but not socially optional. Healthy body, healthy mind. I came up with that. Students with pastoral issues should go to student support.
New to the Crumley student range. Fish in a box. We at Crumley have been serving fish to 2 Point County for over 10 years. It's a proud tradition, and now it's a tradition in a box. Easy to cook. Tasty to eat. You're not sure what it is, but it's definitely in a box. Just like Mama used to make.
Janitor is needed to collect litter.
Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio.
I'm a huge fan of Yeti cuisine. Yes, our neighbors to the north really know their way around a kitchen. From stews and pickles to 5-tiered sandwiches and, of course, their pies. Cold hands make the boldest pastry, after all, and it is freezing up there. You really must try it. It's the food of the people, and those people are Yetis.
The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now.
was famished when I arrived at the Royal Tumble Hotel. So much so that I took advantage of my kitchenette and feasted greedily on some toast. When I returned from a walk, I was stunned to find that all crumbage had been decrumbled. The bed was made and the toilet spotless. Every sign of life had been washed away. You've got to ask yourself, had I really been staying here? Indeed, do I exist at all? Lovely stuff.
Announcement. Healthy body, healthy mind. I came up with that. Students for wizardry.
This trip was all about regional delights and cultural differences. One man's casual vol au vent is another's world-shattering epiphany. The people of Smogly have been crusting and dusting their fish for as long as anyone can remember. But at the recently opened What's the Batter, they use a unique cheesy gubbin crumb. Ho 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 ho! I can safely say that it was the cheesiest fish this DJ had ever eaten. That's a winner.
It's not your year, it's just another year. nurse and get back to work.
I hope you enjoyed today's show as much as I enjoyed my trip around this wonderful, mysterious county of ours. But for now, all of this talk about food has made me hungry. So I'm off to the fridge to take out the first thing I find and cover it in mayonnaise. Until next time, I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Cheers!
Doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities. Janitor to collect litter. Sorry. Assistant wanted in marketing. project complete. Interfere with your studies. Go to the nurse and get back to work.
Hello, sorry. You're listening to Campus Radio. I'm Maggie Watmore, and I didn't realise I was hosting today's show until 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. I haven't done a show without my notes before, but that doesn't bother me at all.
Janitor to install upgrade, please. Janitor needed in medical office.
This next story is about a shed, apparently. That's all I've got. Here to tell us more is Hugh.
That's right, the groundskeeper's shed appears to have moved some 2 to 3 meters overnight. Of course, as an inanimate object, the sudden move has come as somewhat of a shock. One member of the custodial staff described the event as probably the strangest thing to happen in the greater Flemington area. Leading theories range from haunted wood to tectonic shifting, but one fraternity is claiming responsibility for the anomaly. Their spokesperson saying, "We just moved it. It wasn't that heavy. We can move it back if you like." Maggie, back to you.
The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. Is expanding, even more than usual. To install upgrade.
Should you study with a friend, or should you ignore them at all costs? We've all asked that question. Here's Wanda with the answer. Last week, I advised you to try studying in pairs, and it seemed like a good idea. Turn time with a book into time with a friend. A no-brainer, right? Wrong, I'm afraid. My roommate made up a mnemonic device for something on my course, but it was so effective that I can't remember what it stands for. All I have left is decorate my salamanders nightly. And what's that? Sorry, Jessie. Back to studying alone. Shame.
Janitor to clean up the place. Thank you. academically but not socially optional. The academic year is starting. I hope you have a pencil. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure.
We all like a milkshake. But drinking too much milk can and will make you uncontrollably ill. Be safe and try to have very slightly less than that. This message is brought to you by the Milkmaid Corporation.
Frequently asked questions. I believe that smell is you. Assistant required in marketing. Pacific's research hub.
That's it from us at Campus Radio. Though my day isn't entirely over, I'm heading to the library to finish and start an essay, and I may be there all night. But I'll be back tomorrow morning for another show. Hopefully I don't fall asleep in the archive section again. Wish me luck.
Marketing project complete. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Library requesting assistant. eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat. Students are reminded to make requests, not demands.
Sir Nigel Bickleworth. Cheers, cheers! On 2 Point Radio, salutations and congratulations on your exquisite taste. You are tuning in for the peak of sophistication on our country's airwaves, Sir Nigel Bickleworth on 2 Point Radio. But of course, you already knew that.
Janitor to repair machinery. year results are now available. No unauthorized panicking.
Time for Sir Nigel Reviews, and thanks to the enlightening intervention of our wonderful producers, you, the audience, have chosen the object of our desires this week. The public's collective wisdom has entrusted me with hog logs. I'm told a popular choice of breakfast cereal. Let's get this over with, shall we? Interesting. Interesting. It almost tastes like pork scratchings. Ooh.
Enjoy your summer. I know I will. Is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do? For general knowledge.
Apologies for the abrupt end to our last segment. I've had a quick rinse and can commence with our review. The border of sweet and savoury is, for some perverse reason, the fashion in fine dining circles, so I suppose it only makes sense that this would trickle down in some form to the food of the layperson. Congratulations to you, the common people, for joining in on this most foul of fads.
new students. We're more afraid of you than you are of us. Assistant needed in library. Assistant required in marketing.
New to Roach Burger. Ranch roach ribs with yeesaw.
To install upgrade, please. Provides healthcare for its students. Well, it should. completed a marketing project.
Nigel Bittleworth, your friend over the frequencies. I tried to get this next song pulled from the station, but alas, what can one do? Well, I can play it with the disclaimer that you shouldn't enjoy it, and you won't enjoy it. Here you are, some musical tripe, only on 2 Point Radio.
Doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities. Janitor required in training room. Janitor required to install upgrade.
It's time to spill the tea with Nigel B. Nigel B? Who wrote that? Who wrote it? Have them fired, all right? Today I'm hearing that a production assistant at a certain radio station is getting the sack. Scandalous, I know, but you didn't hear it from me. This may come as a shock, but in my formative years, I went through a gothic phase. Buttress, and the gargoyles, so pensive, so lugubrious, so stony. Of course, I'd come to my senses and learn to love the provocative opulence and theatricism of the Baroque. We live and we learn.
Are reminded that there's no such thing as free time. The end of the academic year. Try not to worry.
Call me Auntie Bickleworth, because it's time for Agony Answers. Today's anguish comes from Patronised in Pebbly. My elder sister talks down to me. It's like we're still kids. How can I get her to take me seriously? Oh no, how dreadful. What a very serious and adult problem you have. My advice, grow up. And of course, tune in again next time. Ta-ta!
The timetable is not written in stone. Still, we're not changing it. Showering is technically but not socially optional. Students with medical issues should go to the health clinic. Janitor needed to install upgrade. Thank you. Frequently asked questions. I believe that smell is you.
Harrison Wolf on 2 Point Radio. It's Harrison Wolf going through the county's sock drawer on 2 Point Radio. I just had a very big sleep, so it's going to be a lively one.
Janitor required. Word in bathroom. Doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities.
Live music is like fresh fruit and vegetables, man. It's better than the stuff in a can, and when the opportunity presents itself, you gotta cram as much of it in you as possible. That's just sensible, healthy living. You can't have too much of a good thing. That's why they call it a good thing. When I was young, I used to stand right next to the speakers and drink it in until I couldn't hear a thing. That's how I knew I was full.
Janitor needed to install upgrade. Thank you. Student requests are often heard, but not always listened to.
Did you see those student protests at Mitten University the other day? It's all a little peaceful for my liking. Sure, I can respect the vibe, but sometimes you gotta ruffle some feathers. When I was at school, they took away mashed potato Tuesdays, so a few of us got into the school mascot's coop, and boy, did we ruffle that chicken. It was all friendly, of course, but they knew we meant business. Just some food for thought, my student comrades. Go get your mashed potatoes.
Failing students should try to be less terrible. Announcement. Healthy body, healthy mind. I came up with that.
Clean your whiskers and grab your briefcase because Cat Court is in session. This season, it's all litigation and litter trays. The Bureaucrats. New episode every week on Bundle Pictures.
Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet. Project complete. Assistant needed in the student union.
How's it going? You're listening to 2 Point Radio, the most popular station in the greater 2 Point County area. Nice. We're serving more great radio with a side of insidious advertising right after this.
academic year is now over. The campus just got bigger, not necessarily better.
As longtime listeners will know, I have a wide range of hobbies and interests, but jogging isn't one of them. I mean, think about it. Going around and around a track or a park in an endless, exhausting loop to feel satisfaction? If you ask me, it's just another trick that big business uses to train our brains into total subordination. I'm sitting down, man. There's no moving me.
Summer break would be a convenient time for construction.